Hello everyone, welcome to the hub on this heat wave of a summer's day. Thanks everyone for coming along today. There's water and drinks on the side if anyone needs any refreshment. To introduce myself, my name's WOODROW KERNOHAN and I'm the Director of EVA International Ireland's Biennial. And I'd especially like to welcome the participants of our Art and Philosophy workshop series here this afternoon. To give a bit of background, EVA was founded in 1977, before I was 2, and the first dedicated school tours of EVA were in 1985. Young EVA is at the heart of EVA, and I know many artists and curators who their first experience of contemporary art was through the Young EVA programme, so I hope to see many of the participants in future editions of EVA as either artists or curators. This art and philosophy series of workshops, tours and this public discussion returns to the heart of the Young EVA programme, and I'd really like to thank Aislinn and Katy for creating and organising this series of workshops and talks.
I teach in Mary I, so I work with teachers, student teachers a lot of the time, and one of the things I noticed is children have so many ideas, and I don't think we create enough spaces for children's ideas and their voices in school, and not enough open spaces for children. So I wanted to do something where we're working between art and philosophy, so that your ideas could be explored within the classroom and within the museums and the galleries. So that was a starting point. And I thought it would be interesting if we could do stuff together that was working between ideas and drawing, so you do some writing and you do some drawing, and I think that's worked out really well. So if you haven't had a look around, I mean, this is just 8 weeks of working with a group, and we have more stuff in the bag, and it's just amazing from drawn artists, the ideas of what an artist looks like, and everybody, do you remember the first class we were all so disappointed that me and Katy weren't French, and we didn't have berets?
And we weren't artists.
Yeah, and we weren't artists. One of the things that I'm interested in is doing, is working with children so that we can, I suppose, look at what children can teach us, and you've taught us a huge amount. So philosophy is a space, it's about asking questions and coming up with ideas. So for me, creating that space and having that opportunity has been really brilliant in terms of thinking what's possible in terms of philosophy and art. So I'm going to hand over to Katy.
So my name is Katy, and I work in gallery and museum education, and I work mostly with children. And the reason that this started is because I was interested in working with children, well, with Aislinn, and she suggested working with children to think about art and artists who are making work today, and how maybe children don't always encounter contemporary artwork, and about giving an experience of that and bringing the child's voice into this kind of a space. So it's not just us people who work within the art world talking about it, but it's bringing children and their voices in and hearing what they think, and then thinking about the future and about the fact that if these guys have this experience, then they are the children of the future who will like art or dislike it, or who will write about it, or who will make it, and who will visit galleries and visit exhibitions like EVA.
I just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of chat with you guys and maybe just get a little bit of feedback on your kind of, I suppose, to reflect on the project overall, how you found working with myself and Aislinn. Maybe think about what it's been like to be part of this project, so part of Young EVA, and maybe just think about, you know, how have you found the project? Maybe what was unexpected? Would you ask us to do anything differently? What stands out the most? So Jenny, if you want to answer any of those things about your experience of taking part? Yeah, Maddie.
It was fun and green. It was fun and we didn't really have to be that much serious to enjoy ourselves.
Okay, so you could enjoy yourselves, it was fun, you didn't have to be too serious. Yeah. Does anyone else have any other thoughts about? Yeah.
I thought it'd be hard at first, but it was actually easy and fun.
Okay. So you thought it was, I'll just repeat so everyone can hear. So Jamie was saying you thought it was hard at first, but then it became easier and fun. Yeah. And was it hard because you didn't think you could do art, or was it hard because it was something different, or what made?
I just thought it'd be hard before we did anything.
So before you started, you thought it'd be hard. And why would you think that? Do you know?
Because some arts are very hard to do.
Yeah, so art can be really hard to do. And we all have that kind of a barrier of that thing of I can't be an artist, or I can't do art. So we all, or you might walk into a gallery and think I'm not going to get this, or And we all sometimes feel like that.
When Katy dropped her bag, like today, I thought Aislinn. Sorry. They had twins.
Yeah, when I dropped my bag. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually inspired me that art couldn't be like something that hung up on walls or being seen as art. Art could be visual, it could be heard, and it could be inspirational to others too.
Okay, so it could be something you hear, it could be something that's not on the walls, and it can be inspirational. So Aislinn today put her plastic bag and a paper fan on the floor in the middle of the gallery and said, I say that's an artwork, do we think that's art? So that's what we're talking about. And we had a bit of a discussion around the fact that it's in a gallery, maybe that makes it art, or the fact that, but we also talked about, well, someone didn't make it, so does that make it art?
And who said they thought it was a ready-made? Was that you? Yeah, that it was a ready-made like Marcel Duchamp. It was just an object that was there and you just put it there. And because of the place that it's in, we look at it differently.
It was one of you girls, wasn't
yeah.
it?
I think it was fun.
Yeah, and she didn't think it was art because it was ready-made,
Yeah.
isn't that it?
Yeah.
And that's something we've kept coming back to in our conversations, was this idea of like art is something that you make or you draw. And some of the artwork that we've been looking at has been different to that, hasn't it? Was it what you expected, or the different artworks and the different exhibitions that we saw? What do you think, or Tatiana? Was it what you expected to see when we went to the exhibitions? No? What did you maybe expect to see? In the galleries, yeah. Or in the museums, or the Cleves. Do you remember the big?
I think we might have seen like machines that we used to make.
So older things, machinery, especially going to a factory actually, you might expect to see those things, yeah.
I was thinking maybe we could make a circle and kind of go around like we were doing before. And
Oh yeah.
everybody
Very
could
good
say something.
idea.
So I suppose if you guys wanted to, I think our first question is maybe just to reflect on the project overall, each one of us, maybe to talk about that, and then maybe we might talk a little bit about our experiences of art. We'll just do those two, I think.
Yeah. And what you think we need to learn as well.
Yeah, what you can teach us.
Yeah.
If we go and do this in a school again, what might you tell us to do differently, or more of, or less of? So first of all, maybe, is there anything that you want to say about the overall experience, and maybe your ideas about art? No? And what about if there was anything that Aislinn, any advice that you would give to myself and Aislinn if we did it again? Anything we could do more or less of, or differently, or that we didn't do?
I think you should do less of talking, but more art.
Okay, so less talking, more art. Fair enough. Yeah? Fatima.
It was fun to learn new stuff every day.
So it was fun to learn new stuff every day, yeah?
Next time we have I would like to go to more places.
Oh,
You'd like to go
great.
to more places.
Next time go to more places, yeah, because we only did one visit to each of the three. So we did 8 weeks, and this week we're here. We were in the Cleves a couple of weeks ago, and we were in the Hunt Museum.
We welcome you back anytime. We would love to see you coming back. But what was wonderful for me was to see when the children are left loose, what they do, what they come up with. And I really respect all your ideas. And I think you came up with brilliant ideas. We've learned an awful lot from you. And I suppose the biggest thing is in linking their speaking and their thoughts, to value their thoughts. We've learned an awful lot from you.
I think that was great that we got to learn lots of interesting facts about us, like the urine and what's so interesting about them.
Yeah.
And how you work on to go to more places.
Okay. So learning lots of new things, and then what to work on is maybe to go to different places and different experiences. So we looked at an artwork by Marcel Duchamp in the first week where he put a urinal, a men's urinal, and signed it as Or Mutt, and he put it in a gallery, or he submitted it to an exhibition almost 100 years ago as an object that was already made in the world, and he wanted to exhibit it. So we had a lot of discussion about that work, and I think it's something that's stuck with all of us.
different things in different places, and I like the art, and I wanted to go to more places and to do more art.
So you wanted to do more art, more places, and then you said you learned lots of new things, is it? Yeah. Is that about art, do you mean, or about other experiences? About art? Great. Do you want to talk on? You are.
I wanted to do more art and less talking.
Yeah.
As well.
You did a lot of talking.
You did a lot of chat, no art.
Nothing? Go on, Jay. Yeah, go for
I
it.
thought that at first pictures and sculptures were art, but then I realised that it's all objects can be art and things like that.
It's all up to?
It can be any objects.
It can be any object in artwork. Is that what you mean?
Just because it's in the gallery doesn't mean it's art.
Just because in the gallery doesn't mean it's art. Yeah, fair enough. I think that's a fair point. And a lot of people would argue like that. Yeah.
I got something to say. Wait. I'm just thinking of it. I really thought that for the past few weeks, I really got to witness about art, how people would think about art in different opinions, because art to me was like music, pictures, sculptures, and painting. But then it suddenly hit me that art's not all about that.
So just to say, the zine, there's kind of two things that were the kind of catalyst for their ideas. One was an idea of a moment of power, so an important moment for the children. And the other one was a message to a child of the future, or what it might be like in the future for children. So that's what's gone into the zine. And it's just brilliant. And I know Gary was just, like, he didn't have to do this. He didn't have to finish it off and put it all together for us, but he did because he was so impressed with all of you guys.
Okay, I'm going to write some stuff down. So, what would a world without art be like? So, what is it about art that's important?
I think it'd be the same.
One idea at a time. So, I've got Ben. So, experience, inspirational.
Usually when you're like in a bad mood, kind of draw and it makes you relaxed.
So, it relaxes you.
One time, I scared my brother, then I started laughing, then I took a piece of paper and drew something that I started crying about. Because the thing was so scary.
Okay, so you can
What I drew, I just scribbled something and I can't remember what it was, but the thing I could remember was I started crying after that.
Okay, so there's
Over 2 years ago.
So there's something about that we can, sometimes when we can't say things, that we can express ourselves.
Say that.
We can express ourselves in a way, sometimes through making a drawing or...
To express your feelings.
So you don't say things directly.
So you can express your feelings.
No art in the world, people would be unnoticed for their talent.
People would be unnoticed. Okay.
And when you see someone in your class and they're super good at notes, and you kind of feel bad that you feel like left out when everyone's doing really good notes and you're really bad. But then if you just do something, just don't make any mistakes, you end up something like that no one else can do.
Yeah. So there are no mistakes in a way, and it's about you.
There's no mistakes.
Everybody has their own way of thinking and their own way of expressing themselves. Yeah, you can draw it if you want.
Every person has
A different what?
a different feeling. So someone could like this, but they're not very good at it. And someone could hate it and they're very good at it.
So Mary works in galleries and with exhibitions. Is there any other advice you'd like to give to Mary?
Yeah, would you like to give me any advice?
You can
Do you think it should be more colourful?
What?
stay in school.
Stay in school?
Stay in school?
Great.
Yeah.
Make it colourful.
Make it colourful.
Is that the walls or the artworks?
All of them.
Everything.
Everything.
Okay.
They're going to get a bit fun with how I said with the toys if the parents bring their children. And a playroom, like the art room and the playroom.
An art room, yeah.
So and have a wall where they can stick up all the art that they made.
Your own art. So it's kind of important for you to be able to respond or put your ideas in.
Anyone can put in any art that they do if they want.
Ooh, an open exhibition. I like it.
And would you want to take it home with you, or would you prefer to see it in that public space that everybody can come in and see it?
Where you can put it, you can leave it there, and if you don't want it to be in the museum anymore, you could sell it.
Oh, okay.
Do you think people should be noisy in a gallery?
Because people need to discover new things.
Yeah. So we think that you should be quiet.
I feel excited to see.
And what do you think then about Blind Boy Boat Club singing in a gallery? That was noisy.
They might want to feel funny.
So sometimes it can be different things then, isn't it? If it can be funny. Is there anything else that I walk into a gallery and I see the artwork and I don't really feel sure about it?
You can get it might be colourful.
It might be colourful, so you mightn't get the colours, yeah? Rhoda, what were you going to say?
You can go to a gallery and get some ideas.
So you think going to a gallery might give you ideas? Okay, great, yeah.
One thing that I learned was we do a bit of the looking and responding, and part of that is coming up with new ideas for different kinds of artworks. So that's part of that process. And I realised a lot of people, when they go to primary school, a lot of adults are really suspicious of this kind of artwork, and they think it's rubbish, and they're a bit scared of it, and I think there's a hidden meaning behind it that everybody else knows and they don't know. And it just struck me that in art in primary schools, most of the time you don't get to look at works like Marcel Duchamp's Fountain. You don't get to look at different kinds of work. And then, because people have never come across that, and then you go into secondary school and you don't do any art, and then you go into the world and all of this stuff is just a mystery because you've never come across it in primary school.
It's like Narnia, you can only believe it when you're young.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And
I
that's
tried to go in the wardrobe a lot of times, it didn't work.
we could put you in there for a bit if you want. It doesn't work, does it? But I think what's amazing is, like, we were looking at everything. If you look around, I hope people get a chance to look. So these are the different weeks, the different responses. So even though you're sort of saying, I know we didn't spend a lot of time in class, I thought it was really interesting how you were so ready to just draw and to think, and you had such unusual ideas. It's so hard for adults to come up with ideas like you've come up with. It's just amazing. And I said to you at the beginning that art makes me look at the world differently, and your interventions, your instructions, your images have made me look at the world completely differently. But also from me, we would sit on the train on the way home and just be amazed at what you'd done. I'm being totally honest with you, and Garrett Phelan felt the same, and Blind Boy Boat Club felt the same.
Garrett Phelan.
He did.
Garrett Phelan it.
Garrett Phelan. So that was it. That was it for me. Go on. Go on.
I'm talking back. Go on, Larry, what did you think? I'd love to hear what you guys,
even one word.
Fun and stuff.
Fun and stuff.
The art he did too, chanting and what all the rest of them said.
What all the rest of them, and the art, working with the artist, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How about you?
John?
One word?
I wish you could do it for longer.
You wish
you could do it for longer, yeah. So do we, actually.
Yeah, we do too. We're going to miss you. Yeah, we're really going to miss you.
Yeah. I suppose from my perspective, I think it's, like Ashton said, it's been an amazing experience, and the way that you guys think and so naturally and so quickly draw your ideas, and you write your notes, and you've such imaginations, and you're all really unique. And I really loved seeing what you came up with the different tasks and the different interventions and the different things that we did each week.